Hello students. Uh, in the last session, we have seen these IoT components, six of them, like identification, sensing, communication, computation, services, and semantics. And we have seen the associated concepts related to each IoT component. And then we have seen some details about IoT devices, and we have seen the block diagram of an IoT device. Then we have seen uh, some points about sensors, like what is a sensor and the basic structure or the different components in a smart sensor, and also different types of sensors, followed by the sensor characteristics. Okay, and then we have seen some points about actuators. So you have seen the definition of an actuator and different types of actuators. So these are the different things you have learned in last session. In this session, we are going to look at IoT architecture. So here are some points about the IoT architecture. So what is the use of an IoT architecture is, you can see here, it enables the users to see an IoT system as a whole, and also uh, to know about what are the different components in the system. Okay, um, so typically an IoT architecture contains of different layers. Okay, so there are different architectures, we will see some of them. There are 3-layer architecture, 4 layers architecture, 5 layers architecture, and so on. And each layer in the architecture has its own function. Okay, we will see, don't worry about what is this, we will see about these functionalities of each layer, and this is important. So until now there is no standard IoT architecture till date. Okay, so there is no standard IoT architecture. So I have searched the IoT literature, and in the literature there are some architectures which are used frequently in many papers, research papers. So we are going to look at some of them, and we are going to look at a 3-layer architecture, 2 of the 5-layer architectures, and last one is service oriented architecture. Okay, so what are these numbers is, these are references. At the end of this session I will show you 3 references. So these are basically journal papers. So what are these things means, researchers after doing their research, uh, they will publish their findings in a paper, generally in journals. So that's why these things are called journal papers. Also, researchers publish their findings in conferences. Okay, so some of these things are journal papers and some of the things are conference papers. Okay, so you will see the references. So first thing is 3-layer architecture. So you can see here the layer names: perception layer, network layer, and the last one is application layer. So this is the simplest architecture that is there. So this architecture is simple because it has only 3 layers. Okay, so nothing complex, right? So let's look at the functionality of each layer. So if you see the perception layer, what are the different things available in the perception layer is the IoT devices, sensors, actuators, and any other hardware components. Okay, so perception layer contains sensors, actuators, and IoT devices. Okay, generally the hardware, right? And what do these sensors do? Sensors will gather data, right? They will sense the environment, either temperature or humidity, pressure or anything, and they will gather the data and send that data to internet, right? So the next layer is network layer. Okay, so this is where the communication takes place, right? So you will have routers or gateways, and this cloud symbol represents internet, or you can say cloud. Okay, so you can see what is the responsibility of this network layer. It is responsible for connecting the devices and to servers which will be there in the internet or cloud. Okay, and what happens in the communication? Typically the data is transmitted or processed. Okay, and the data comes from sensors, right? Okay, and then last layer is application layer. So at this layer what you will have is the application. Either you can access the application in your smartphone or from web browser. Okay, so you can see here this layer is responsible for delivering application services which can be accessed via user interfaces. So this is the application. Okay, the interfaces are available in the application and we will be accessing different services. Okay, so this architecture contains only 3 layers. It is very simple, right? Okay, and the simplicity is also its disadvantage. Why it is a disadvantage means if it is a simple architecture, different functionalities are combined together. Okay, so it doesn't provide a clear separation between different functionalities, right? And the researchers cannot perform research on the different tasks if the architecture is very simple like this. So we will look at more number of layers in the next architecture. So this is a 5-layer architecture coming from the reference 1, a paper you will see at the end of the session, right? According to this architecture there are 5 layers. So you have perception layer, transport layer, processing layer, application layer, and finally business layer. Okay, so perception layer, what are the different things here? The devices, right? IoT devices, sensors, actuators and other hardware component will be available in the perception layer. And the sensors in the perception layer gather the data and they will forward the data to transport layer where you will have gateways and other communication equipment. Okay. So the data collected from the transport layer is sent to something called processing layer, right? So here in the processing layer the data is stored maybe in the databases or data warehouses or any other storage mechanism, and the data is processed or analyzed. Okay, so from the data we extract information, right? So these are the things that happens at processing layer. Data is stored, managed and analyzed for getting information, and this information which is stored at the processing layer is utilized by application layer. Okay, so as I told in the previous architecture, 3-layer architecture, at the application layer we will have user interfaces through which we access different services. Okay, and on top of the application layer there is business layer. So typically this business layer is used by the vendors. Okay, so let's say there is a manufacturer of smart ACs. Okay, a company, company X is there, right, which manufactures smart ACs. So what can this company X do is they can monitor all the ACs across the country or across the globe and using that data they can make different decisions, like what will be the demand for ACs in the coming next month, okay, or in the coming year. According to that they can manage their business and get profits. So that is the business layer. Okay, so you can see the functionalities. Physical layer contains sensors which gathers data, and the data is transferred to the perception layer by the transport layer. So at the perception layer the data is stored and analyzed and processed, and then the application layer will be accessing the services via user interfaces, and the business layer is responsible for managing the whole IoT system. Okay, right. So there is one more five-layer architecture which is very much similar to the previous five-layer architecture, just with only two changes. The layer names are renamed. So previously this layer name is transport layer and it is renamed to network layer. Okay, and in the previous architecture the processing layer is renamed to middleware layer. Okay, so the functionality is same. Perception layer contains the devices, the sensors which gathers data, and network layer contains different equipment like routers, switches, hubs, and all these things, and internet, as well as uh, LAN, local area network, and all these things. That is the communication layer. Uh, yeah, the main task of this network layer is to gather data from perception layer and sending that data to middleware layer. So like in the previous architecture, the middleware layer is used to store, analyze and process the data which is coming from network layer. Okay, and then we have the application layer which is responsible for providing the applications and allowing the users to access the services provided by the IoT system. And the final layer is business layer, which manages the entire IoT system and makes decision for getting profits. Okay, and I would like to tell one more point. Mm, this perception layer can also be called device layer. Okay, or it can also be called sensing layer. Because typically in IoT system, the hardware devices that will be there in the perception layer are sensors. So it can also be called sensing layer. And the network layer can also be called communication layer. Okay, or it can also be called transmission layer or transport layer, whatever it is. So the same layer can be called with different names. And then we have middleware layer, application layer, and finally business layer. Okay, so that is about this five layer architecture, and the last architecture we are going to look at is service oriented architecture. Okay, so the different thing about this service oriented architecture is the functionality which is provided by the application is viewed in terms of services. Okay, and also this architecture through its service layer provides interoperability. In the previous sessions I was talking about what is interoperability. So allowing different devices or different mechanisms developed by different entities to communicate with each other. That thing is called interoperability, right? Okay. So according to the service oriented architecture, at the bottom we have, like always, sensing layer, which can also be called device layer or also can be called as perception layer, which contains physical devices that gather data. And on top of that, as usual, we have network layer, which contains networking equipment which allows communication of the data which is sent by sensing layer to service layer. Okay, now you can see here the service layer contains different operations for creating and managing services as required by the users and applications. Okay, so services can be some examples are identity service, like device identity. We can have services like analysis, that is data analysis. We can have services like storage for storing data, and we can have services like device naming, or let's say device management. Device management. Okay, so there are different services which are available at the service layer, and these services are accessed by the applications, IoT applications, which are used by the end users. Okay, and on top of the service layer we have interface layer. Typically this layer contains the applications which allows the users to access services. So you can see here this layer provides interfaces to interact with the services, right? So that is about service oriented architecture. So this is the pyramid representation of the different layers, that is 4 layers. So the same architecture can be seen like this also. This is horizontal representation instead of pyramid representation. So you have the sensing layer, bottom layer, and after that you have the network layer which provides communication, and after that you have service layer which provides different services and the management of the services, and the last one is interface layer through which the services are accessed using interfaces. Okay, so you can see here there are RFID tags, there are sensors, RFID radars, and Bluetooth low energy devices, and you have wireless sensor networks. So all these things are hardware devices, right, which gather data. So all these things gather data. Okay, and this data is sent to service layer through network layer, where you have networking concepts, or what can we say, okay, networking concepts like wireless sensor networks, wireless LAN, wireless local area networks, or mobile networks, or social networks, okay, or the internet itself. So through these things, the data transmitted by the sensing layer will reach the service layer, where you have business logic. Business logic is the code, okay, you write for your application. That is the business logic. Okay, so there are some what can I say, subcomponents like service division, service integration, and service composition. Okay, and this provides an interface. Okay, so all the services will be available in this service repository. So it's like a database of services. Okay, what are the different services available, and based on the applications, these services can be used by the application developers. Okay, and typically these things falls under interface layer, and the services are accessed by providing application front end. So what is an application front end? The interface itself. Okay, the user interface is called application front end. So you can have contracts, you can have application interfaces, and you can have application APIs. Okay, application programming interfaces. So that is about service oriented architecture. So I was talking that there was interoperability, right, in this architecture. So the interoperability is provided by this layer. the service layer, interoperability. So it offers a common platform for all the people who want who wants to access the services. Okay, irrespective of different companies and different developers and all these things, it provides a common set of services which can be accessed using common set of syntax and semantics through the interfaces. Okay, so that is about service oriented architecture. And let's clear our notion of the IoT architecture by using this example. So this example is about smart AC, which supports IoT. Okay. So using this example, I am going to uh, mark the three layers. So at the starting of the session, we discussed the three-layer architecture now, which contains perception layer, network layer, and application layer. Right? Okay. So let's look at this architecture. Mm, so architecture of smart AC application. So this is your house. Let's say this is your house. In your house you have a smart AC, so which can connect to the internet. Okay. So this smart AC will have temperature sensor. Okay, which will be sensing temperature. Okay, and that data will be sent to the local gateway. So actually this gateway or router will be inside the house, but for clarity I have placed this router outside the house. Actually this will be inside the house. Okay, right. So the temperature data will be sent through the gateway. From the gateway the data reaches to internet, and from internet the data reaches to mobile phone. Okay, this is your mobile phone and this is you yourself. Now let's say you are at the office. Okay, at this instant you are at the office, and at your home the smart AC is running. Okay, it is turned on. It should be turned on to access it remotely from the office. If it is switched off, you can't access it, right? So it is turned on, and you can see the temperature readings on the mobile phone application. Okay, something like 32 degrees centigrade or whatever the temperature is at your home. Okay, right. And let's say you are going to home from the office, and let's say by the time you reach your house, the house should be cool. Okay, it should not be hot. So what you will do, you will uh, use an option on the mobile phone to turn on the AC. Okay, and let's say you will set the temperature to be 26 degrees centigrade. Okay, so you are setting this temperature from your mobile phone, and this signal will go through internet, and again from internet it reaches your gateway, and from gateway it reaches to your AC, and it will adjust accordingly to 26 degrees centigrade. Now by the time you reach the home, your home will be cool. Okay, and you can relax and sleep or whatever you want to do. Now after looking at this smart AC application, let's look at the three layers. So the physical devices, that is the IoT devices and sensors. So this is your perception layer, right? What does perception layer contain? It contains devices, sensors and actuators, right? So this is your perception layer. And what is this thing? This thing is network layer, a transport layer, or transmission layer, which contains equipment or the layer which provides communication capability to send the data from the sensors to the next layer, which is application layer. So this is your application layer. Okay, so this thing comes under application layer, which you are accessing using your smartphone. So the application contains some user interface through which you can see the data from the sensors, and also you can set the temperature. Okay, it provides that service. So the service in this case is setting the temperature using your AC. Okay, so that's about IoT architecture. Okay, so let's review what we have seen today. So we started with this, some points about IoT architecture, and then you have seen, I told you that we are going to discuss these four types of architectures, and then we started with the simplest architecture, which contains three layers: perception layer, network layer, and application layer. After that, we have seen this five-layer architecture, which contains perception layer, transport layer, processing layer, application layer, and finally business layer. And then we have seen another five-layer architecture, where the transport layer is renamed to network layer, and the processing layer is renamed to middleware layer. And finally, we have seen the four-layer architecture, which is also called service-oriented architecture, which contains sensing layer, network layer, service layer, and interface layer. And we have seen another representation of the same service-oriented architecture. And then finally, I gave you an example of smart AC, using which uh, I have shown you the three-layer architecture: perception layer, transport layer, and finally the application layer. So these are the three references. So the first one is a conference paper, and second one is also a conference paper, and the third one is a journal paper. Okay, so if you are interested in further exploring these architectures, you can search for these papers. So this is the title of the paper. Okay, so the first paper is research on the architecture of Internet of Things, and the second paper title is Future Internet, the Internet of Things Architecture, Possible Applications and Key Challenges. And the third one is, the name of the paper is The Internet of Things, a Survey. So you can go to Google and search for these titles. You will get the paper. You can download the paper and read that paper. Okay, so this is enough for this session. In the next session, we are going to look at IoT design methodology. So what are the different steps, and using an example we will see about each steps in the design methodology. So that's it. Thank you.